Perfecting your tenses, a quick guide to mastering English perfect tenses for busy professionals, executives, media personalities, politicians, etc. In this video, we'll briefly overview the content of my book. Have you already ate lunch? My friend and I have drove from Atlanta to San Diego. She has already took her medicine. I have went with my gut. My colleague and I have wrote the report. She must have did something to her or him. All these are English perfect tenses, okay? But they are all grammatically incorrect because of one thing. This is an auxiliary, and this is the wrong verb form to go with the auxiliary. This is an auxiliary, and this is the wrong verb form to go with it. This is an auxiliary, and this is the wrong verb form to go with it. This is a modal auxiliary, and this is the wrong verb form to go with it. Okay, so the book I wrote is to remedy to that error. I presented the source of the error in the book, and then I present a solution, because a lot of people, even very highly educated people, make this error every day. So I did some research and found out why, and also designed a solution so as people will master English perfect tenses and will never make that mistake or error. I wrote this book to help you master English perfect tenses. Either you or people you know who make perfect tense errors, this book is written to help you. Even very well-educated people make this mistake, so that's the reason I wrote the book, to serve everybody. Anybody who makes that mistake need to read this book. It's a short book. It's about 50 pages. You can read it and do the exercises just in a couple of hours one morning, and that's it. You get rid of the error. You keep the book in your library. You go back to it as a reference whenever you need it. This book comes in two formats, Kindle version and paperback. Inside the description box below, you'll find a link to both formats. So grab your copy today. Perfecting your tenses. Here are the 5 chapters of the book. Perfect tense basics, perfect tense formation, baseline assessment, error analysis and identification, fixing the perfect tense error once and for all. So far, have you learned anything from this video? If you have, like it and share it with your friends and relatives. Also consider subscribing to the channel so you'll be notified whenever we put out a new piece of content. Thank you. Here is the content in more details. Introduction, perfect tense basics, perfect tense formation, and all these sub-chapters are part of perfect tense formation. More about the content detail, baseline assessment, error analysis, fixing the perfect tense error once and for all, conclusion, appendices. Here is the first page of the introduction, the first page of the chapter on perfect tense basics, and the first page on the chapter on the perfect tense formation. The chapter on perfect tense formation ends with the list of almost all irregular verbs, and this is just one page out of 4 pages. So the list is on 4 pages, and this is just page 1 out of 4 of almost all irregular verbs. So you can find almost all irregular verbs in this mini book. This book comes in 2 formats, Kindle version and paperback. Inside the description box below, you'll find a link to both formats. So grab your copy today. Baseline assessment. This is just page 1 of many for you to practice. Okay, after you finish this, when you buy the book, after you finish all exercises in the book, later you'll check your knowledge by checking the answer in the appendices and compare and see where you fall short. That's the way you can improve. This is just the beginning of the chapter on error analysis and identification, And this is the beginning of the chapter on fixing the perfect tense error once and for all. Here comes the list to cure the ill construction of perfect tense sentences. These are just 5 verbs out of about 40 verbs that give headache to a lot of people. So when you buy the book, you'll find the other more than 30 other verbs that give headache. These are just 5. So this is how the chapters on fixing the error, that's how it ends. It ends with the list of the verb that give headache, and we have about 5 of them, and there are about 40. So when you buy the book, you have access to the remaining verbs that give headache to a lot of people. Here's just one paragraph of the conclusion. Appendix 1 presents the answers to the baseline assessment questions, and Appendix 2 is a list of 100 useful finance and politics related verbs. It's a bonus list that you can use to practice further if you want. It's optional, but if you go through it, you like it, you can do it to build up. Now, if you are comfortable with the verbs contained here, no problem. You don't have to, but especially for ESL students who want to improve their English, these are very useful verbs that they can use in real life. Okay. So far, have you learned anything from this video? If you have, like it and share it with your friends and relatives. Also consider subscribing to the channel so you'll be notified whenever we put out a new piece of content. Thank you. This book comes in 2 formats, Kindle version and paperback. Inside the description box below, you'll find a link to both formats. So grab your copy today.